Undefined, good. And what cannot be under a square root if we're talking about real numbers? Negative, good. So that's the only thing we have to check if there's an x in the denominator, square root. Okay? So for part A, when it says find the domain, does this have x in the denominator or under a square root? Nope, neither one, right? So the domain is going to be what? That's it. And again, because x is not underneath the radical, and because it's not on bottom. But on this one, is there an x in the denominator? Yes. So what we have to find out is what number can we plug into x right here that would make the bottom 0. That would make it undefined. What now? So we have to find out when this equals 0. So go ahead and set the bottom equal to 0. X squared minus 2x minus 3 equals 0. Now how do we solve for x? A times c. Good. We can factor it. You could do quadratic formula. This one would be easy to factor. Why? Yes, because a is 1. So what are two numbers that can multiply to get negative 3 but add together to get negative 2? Negative what now? 3 and 1. Good. So since a is 1, tell me how I can just write my binomials. Very good. So that means x cannot be what? Or, very good. That's it. So the domain is all numbers except which two? 3 and negative 1. It can be any other number. But the reason it can't be these is because when we plug it in, we'll get what on bottom? 0. Alright, for the next one, we need to figure out what we can plug into x to make a what underneath the radical. No.
0.
No, we can take the absolute or square root of 0.
Negative.
Negative. It can't be negative, right? So how could we set up this equation 3x plus 12 to solve for x to not make it negative under the square root? We wouldn't set it equal to 0 like last time. Close. This has to be what? Greater than, or it can be equal to 0. It just can't be less than. Can't be negative. Does that make sense? So what's underneath the radical can be 0, but nothing less than it. So how do we solve for x? Subtract 12, divide by 3, x will be greater than or equal to negative 4. Good. So x can be all real numbers that are greater than or equal to negative 4. That's the domain. Alright, I want you to try D and E on your own. Let me know if you need help. Can't be 7. Or it can't be. What else is the square root of 29? 7 or... There we go. Good. Now solve.
Miss Horton?
Yes.
Caleb Farmer, was he in second period today?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead and compare your answers with people around you. So we solve for x and then get back to it, right? Or we can look at this one. Yes. And then to get it that smell, there's a square root or square is the opposite of what's the opposite of square.
What's it called? Square.
So what's the square root of 29? 4. That's it. Alright, so what did y'all get for D? X can't be what? Or? Very good. Do I need to go over that one? That'll be fine. And what y'all get for this one? X is greater than or equal to 3. Very good. If we were going to write this as a inequality, not as inequality, as an ordered pair, like we did up here, what would we write right here?
3 with a bracket.
Very good. And it goes all the way to, good. Does everybody see why? So it can be 3 or anything to infinity, just nothing less than 3.
Do we have to write like that?
No, you don't have to. This one? Yes. Antonio, get your head up. Alright, so this underneath the radical cannot be what? The number underneath the radical. Yes. So we set it greater than or equal to 0. So Justin, to solve for x here, I would do what?
Add.
Very good. So I get 9x is greater than or equal to 27, and then divide by what? Good. So that's how we got x is greater than or equal to 3.
So can we leave it as x is greater than or equal to 3, or do we need to put it in
In this? No, you can leave it as that. That's fine. Alright. So everybody feels good about finding domain. Sweet. Alright, let's move on. So now we're going to work on adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing functions. And it's so much easier than it looks, I promise. So when it says f plus g of x, all they want you to do is add f of x and g of x. That's all. So what is f of x? What is that function? Good. So put 2x minus 1. You can put them in parentheses. Plus, what is g of x? That's it. And all you do from here is do what? Combine like terms. So does x squared have friends? Nope. What about 2x? So it'd be 3x. Very good. And the last term would be, that's it. So just combining like terms. This one's the same thing except you're subtracting g. Try this one on your own. B. So set it up just like we did, except this time there'll be a minus sign here. Then combine like terms. Try that. So now you got to do what with this minus sign?
Put it in there.
Yes, so that'll change all these signs.
So this will be negative and this will be positive.
And this would be a
Negative.
yes. Good. Now just combine like terms.
Okay, so that would be. Wait.
Can you combine those? So you just bring this down.
That.
The negative x squared that don't have any friends, kind of like you. Huh? Mark it out.
Oh, wait.
No, not that.
Sorry. Hey, which one was marked out?
Go ahead and write what you had.
What did I have?
Negative x squared. No. Who is x's friend?
Nobody.
Yes. There's another x here.
Over here.
Yeah. So it's 2x minus x.
Great. 1.
And negative 1 plus 2. Alright, who wants to tell me the answer and have it correct? Jalen.
Wait, do I just say the answer?
Sure.
Negative x squared plus x plus 1.
C correct.
Can you work that out?
I can. Here you go. Smarty.
Thank you.
Alright, so I'll write F first minus, I'll put this in parentheses, G. What's different about this one than the one we just did? Yes, so that's going to do what to all of these? Change the signs. So I'm going to go ahead and put plus, minus, minus, plus. That's all it does is change all the signs of the second parentheses, sorry. So negative x squared didn't have any friends, so I brought them down. 2x minus x is 1x. Negative 1 plus 2 is 1. Pretty easy. So the next one we're multiplying. So I'll put F first, or actually, does it matter which one I put first if we multiply? Nope. Does it matter which order I put them in for adding?
No.
Subtracting?
No.
Yes. Okay. How would we multiply this? Distribute what? The 2x to all of them first. Right? Let's do the 2x first. So, Darian, tell me what 2x times x squared would be. Camden, what's 2x times x? Antonio, 2x times negative 2. Justin, now that's all of those terms. So now negative 1 to all of them. So Justin, negative 1 times this first term.
Negative 1 x squared.
Good. Abigail, negative 1 times x. Negative 1 times x. Good. And then Logan, negative 1 times negative 2.
Positive 2.
Good. So somebody tell me the first term. What's it going to be?
X cubed.
2x cubed. Next one.
2x squared. No. X squared.
Good, because 2 minus 1. Next one.
Negative 5.
And last one. 2. Very good. Questions about that one? Alright, division's probably the easiest one. The only thing, or first of all, does order matter when we divide?
Yes.
Yes, because what is 6 divided by 2? That would be 3. But 2 divided by 6 would be 1/3. It does matter. So F will go on top, 2x minus 1, and x squared plus x minus 2 will go on bottom. We can't really simplify this. But what do we need to check for? The bottom, right? We can't have what in the bottom? 0. So what do we need to do to find out when x would be 0, or when the denominator would be 0? Factor it. Good. So tell me what it would factor into.
X plus 2x minus 1.
And how'd you get that?
Just look at it
So you had to find two numbers that multiply to get what?
negative 2.
And add to get?
Positive x.
Yes. So x could not be what here? And positive 1. Good. So when you do dividing functions, make sure that you check when it would be undefined or when it would be a negative number under the radical. Questions about that? Alright, you're doing 3 A, B, C, and D on your own. If you need help, let me know. And then I'm going to call on some people to tell me the final answers in a minute.
You have to say F first. So like, you go right here, minus 5.
question? Phrases?
That.
Mm-hmm. So this is just like this one. So we need to do what here with this sentence?
Change the positive. No, put it here.
Yes, distribute it out. So that x minus 5, we can take it out of parentheses. This will become a what?
Positive, plus on.
This is a minus, and this is a positive 1 right here. And
Negative.
distribute it out. Negative what?
1.
Negative 1 what?
X.
Mm-hmm. This negative and negative will make a
Positive.
positive what?
1.
Now combine that. Not this one. This one is not equal. Can you combine this x and x squared? Let me change that.
You had to freaking distribute as well.
Yes. So this x squared.
I'm not done with it.
She actually always on yours or which one is yours?
I'm on this one. That's.
I can't see.
No, this x up front. So this
What do you write about?
What's the more plus though? Like,
Minus 1x squared.
and then we have negative 5 plus negative 1.
Okay, deal.
It's gonna be
you freaking work.
No work is done.
and plus negative plus positive 5 plus positive 6. So it's negative 5. So try the same thing with this one, okay? Alright, who's still working? Alright, keep working. Alright, start comparing your answers with other people.
Okay, I'm sorry. Hold on, I'm looking. What? No, I was just checking. Because you told us to check. Hey there. I haven't talked to you today. Huh? No. Why did you say it like that? Can I have a copy? Is not learned.
You're learning.
That's correct. Kelsey, don't let them copy.
I didn't even count the word. I was checking my answer. I was checking my answer.
Yeah, right.
Alright,
I'll tell you what kind of piece of candy.
if you get it correct.
Okay.
Who can tell me the correct answer for A? Go ahead, Kelsey.
X squared plus x minus 6.
Alright, y'all decide. Is she correct? Is Kelsey correct?
Yep.
Yes, she is.
Don't throw her one.
Johnny, need to go over it? Yes? Okay. Who wants to do the second one? Miles? Just tell me the answer.
I'll do the second one.
Negative x squared plus x minus 4.
Is he correct?
Yep.
All the signs are correct?
Come on, bro. No.
Yes? No?
Yeah, that's just what I got.
Okay. Do I need to go over this one?
Yes.
Heads up.
Thank you.
Alright, let's go over it. Now, Miles, help me out. Shh. Tell me what to write first to set up the first part of the problem.
We gonna x minus 5 minus x squared minus 1 plus 1
And why is it plus 1?
because you gotta change the signs.
Yes. And does x squared have friends?
No.
Nope. So you bring it down. Does x have friends?
No.
And what's negative 5 plus 1?
Negative 4.
Very good. Alright, next one, C. Anybody want to try it? Alright, Antonio, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yep.
X cubed minus 6x plus 5.
6x plus 5. Does everybody agree?
No.
Alright, anybody else want to try? Colby?
X cubed minus 5x squared minus x plus 5.
Is he correct? All the signs are correct? Do we need to go over this one? Yes, no? Alright, anybody want to try the last one? Anybody? Alright, go ahead, Caleb. Good, and then tell me what it would look like when I divide them. Like, what would f over g look like? Yes. Or you could just put x squared minus 1, that's fine. Very good. Do you care if I throw it? Alright. Flip it over. Or first of all, does everybody feel comfortable with these? Good. Flip it over. Alright, so we did add, subtract, multiply, or divide. Now we are going to compose functions. Compose functions. And this would look like this. So this O right here, yes, fog, is not multiplication if it's not closed in. So let me show you the difference. Back on this one, it was F times G because it's a closed circle. If it's FOG, this open circle, that means we're composing them. Okay? And it is defined, this is how you say it out loud. F of G of X. F of G of X. Alright, so the first letter they give us, that is the function that we are using. The first letter. So the first letter here is F. So this is the function I'm using. 3x minus 4. Okay? When we compose functions, what they're asking us to do is plug this function, the second one, into this function. Okay? And there's only one place to plug it in. We could replace what here? X. So we're going to replace this x with this entire function. So this is how it'll look. Rewrite this same thing except put a big parentheses where the x was. So rewrite the same thing. We're going to replace x with parentheses. And we're going to put the entire g of x function in there, which is what? And all you have to do from here is simplify. So the first thing we need to do to simplify is what? Distribute. Good. That would make what? Plus 18. And then we bring down this minus 4 and just combine like terms. So this is how we write this. It's f of g of x equals, tell me the first term that we'll have. 3x squared. Next term. Where'd you get 2x? And last one? That's it. So you always start with the function they give you first letter, g, and this one you're plugging in f2g. So let's try the next one together, then I'll let you try some on your own. Alright, tell me what to write first in this problem. What function are we starting with? G. So x squared, except instead of x, I'm going to put parentheses, squared. And I'll put minus 2 parentheses instead of x, and plus 6. So I just wrote this function, and instead of x's, I put parentheses. And Miles, what am I going to put in those parentheses? That is correct. What should we do first here? Distribute the negative 2? Or distribute what? The squared? So it'd be 9x squared minus 16, or plus 16? Nope.
You have to multiply by each other.
Good, you have to fold it out. Because this is a binomial, and squared would look like this. 3x minus 4 times 3x minus 4. But before we do that, let's go ahead and distribute this. That's going to make what here? What else? Good. So let's fold it. Tell me what the first terms would be multiplied together, Kaya. 9x. Good. What are my outer terms going to be, Jalen?
3x.
Times negative 4,
Yeah.
which makes
Negative 12.
good, negative 12x. My inside terms, Darian?
12x. Negative 12x.
Good. Victor, my last terms? Good. And I'm going to bring everything else down. Alright, so tell me my final answer. Anybody? 9x squared.
Minus 30x
Very good.
plus 30.
Plus 30. Very good. We will pick up here tomorrow.